So there's this game coming out next year, which looks like an anime version of GTA, merged with many other games like Sharted, Arachnid Boy, Awake Cats, and so on. Well, now that I think about it, calling it Anime Saints Row might actually be a better descriptor. Then again, Saints Row is arguably more anime than, well, anime. So not sure how that will work out. Might end up being a bit confusing. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So Ananta, as the game is actually called, is basically what I can best describe as yet another 3D, high-budget gacha game from China. But with a twist, the thing that sets it apart from the competition, if you will, this time being that there isn't actually any gacha
Let's go gambling!
in this gacha game.
Aw, dang it.
Which you might now think would in fact not make it a, gacha game, on account of it not having any gacha in it. Which I must admit is indeed an astute observation, but alas, the gender ratio among the playable characters says otherwise. Case closed. But in the stead of a gacha system, the devs have instead opted for the video game mechanic equivalent of a bunch of pop culture references in a movie added for the sole reason to make Redditors and chronically online Twitter users soy-face. Or in the case of Ananta, taking a bunch of cool mechanics from different video games and combining them into one single game. But with the one notable difference being that instead of soy-facing, this has resulted in gamers being mad. Wait, what? But why would this make them angry? Isn't this literally what gamers have been wanting devs to do? You might ask. And yeah, good question. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me either. Though, from what I have gathered, it do seem to be because the devs, as I just mentioned, took a bunch of cool mechanics from other games and went, hey, why don't we also do that? Then proceeding to do exactly that, but with the caveat being that Ananta is an anime game, which seemingly instantly makes it bad. Though not to mention it's also not just any anime game, it's a Chinese anime game, which now instantly makes it go from bad to bad squared. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm gonna pretend that I actually find this hard to believe. That this is the actual reason for these people's dissatisfaction with Ananta, on account of how fucking stupid that would be. But between us, I actually kinda don't find this weird at all, it kinda makes perfect sense. And especially so the part about it being, Chinese, since primarily Redditors, but a lot of people outside of Reddit as well, has some really weird hate boner for anything Chinese, which is, that's kinda weird and, high-key racist. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But yeah, the only thing being mad over a game taking mechanics from another game will bring is that of greedy publishers taking advantage of said outrage and patterning their game mechanics, eventually leading to us ending up with more Nemesis systems from that one not canon Lord of the Ring game that I forgot the name of. Well, boo fucking who, I'm sorry, there's like a dozen of them. Do you know how little it narrows it down? The non-canon Lord of the Ring game, that's like all of them. It doesn't really narrow it down since there's, as I said, a weirdly high amount of them for some obscure reason. Yeah, why is that? Yeah, okay, sorry. Going back on track again. Gamers have historically been against these companies doing shady practices, like what happened with the aforementioned Nemesis system. Hence why Nintendo, behind popular games like Nintendogs, and that's about it I think, got a lot of flack from gamers, and rightfully so, due to their recent shameless practices towards the Palworld devs. A situation that is almost identical to the Ananta situation. One is basically, hey, why don't we take Pokemon and add a bunch of weird and cool shit to it, like guns? Whilst the other is, hey, why don't we take GTA and add a bunch of other weird cool shit to it, like anime girls? So, because of these similarities, I find the prospects of some gamers seeing what happened to Palworld, and rightfully so being mad about that, would now for some reason do a 180, wanting exactly what happened to Palworld to now happen to Ananta as well all of a sudden. I mean, that makes no sense. That would be incredibly fucking weird. Well, fuck me, I guess. Seems I stand corrected. Man, I fucking hate gamers. You know what? Maybe oppressing them is the right call after all. No, but seriously, some gamers, the publisher for Spider-Man, too soon at least because of Ananta having the web the web swinging mechanic in the game, or for any other game dev to do the same, is really pathetic, to put it mildly. And yeah, sure, the web swinging mechanic looks really similar. I might even dare to say a bit too similar. So on a personal level, I wouldn't mind some changes in that department, if only because the extreme similarities in aesthetical appearances of this mechanic screams laziness, if anything, which doesn't really inspire confidence, to say the least, even if at the end of the day, it is a minuscule part of the overall game. Oh, and also I almost forgot to mention this, but it's quite funny. So Sony, that some gamers want to sue NetEase because of Ananta, well, they literally published a trailer for Ananta themselves. So yeah, checkmate company chills, I guess. Now, as for me on a personal level, well, I'm honestly kinda excited for Ananta, since I feel it's either going to be an explosive shit show, which, let's be real, would be hilarious, or it's actually going to be a fairly fun gaming experience if they can make all the different systems work well with each other. And for me, well, I'm fine with either outcome. In my eyes, so long it's not a mediocre whimper of a game that slowly fades out away from people's consciousness, I'm going to be more than happy. But with that said, I guess that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider checking out any of my other videos. That would be very based of you. Feel also free to argue with strangers in the comment section, since that do indeed boost the video in the algorithm. But yeah, that's all for me. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see y'all tune in next time. Bye.
What's that?
Pornography.